Am I live? Let me make sure everything is set. Make sure we're good to go. Refresh this. Make sure my sound is off and get this show going. All right, let me see. There we go. Okay, I think we are set. Let me refresh everything. And let's see, where are we? Wait until everybody gets in. Refresh this. Okay, so now I think we're good to go. NBA Finals going on right now, but instead you are here with me, and I appreciate that. Louie, what's up? Side Dream, Casey Snipes, hustling and hacking. Appreciate that you are here, and I will keep everybody updated with the score of the game because it's very important today. Game 3. So that will get started pretty soon. Javi T says Warriors. Zach, what's up? Rebel Resellers, what is up? And good to see you here live chat. So a couple of shout outs to begin. Talking merch by Amazon today. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have a lot of questions come in live chat. And a lot of people just got accepted into the program. So golf clap to you. Congrats to getting in. That is half the battle, is just getting in to the program. It's just insane. A lot of people have been waiting for a long time, 8 months, 10 months, 12 months. So it's kind of crazy out there. Casey, I haven't watched no finals since Heat had the glove and Shaq. So man, it's been a while. Eric says, what's up? And Jam356, what's up? Been listening to you and watching the finals on mute. And Casey, listen to Merch Minds episode 1 now that I've been accepted. So thanks, appreciate that, Casey. Merch Minds, we are recording tomorrow, so we got add another episode pretty soon. And Merch Minds has been doing pretty well for me and Yang. Everybody's been liking the podcast. So any way we can help anybody out, we will gladly do that. Mario, what's up? And Louie, I got into merch 2 days ago. So congrats on that. Zach, got my best profit yet today. Found the KD7 multicolor at Ross for $40. And 5 minutes they posted for $130. Nice. KD7, is that the what the KD? Because I think I've seen people posting those up at Ross. Rebel Resellers. Oh yeah, I use Corel Draw. Nice. And man, it's been a while since I used Corel Draw. Corel Draw was actually how I kind of learned even about Illustrator or anything else, because the family business, that's like what they used first was Corel Draw. So Rebel, we still listen to what, number 6 today. Nice. And let's see, NJ Cinema says, I got into FBA a couple of weeks ago, so much better than eBay, so congrats on that. And GM, hi from Texas, just got into merch show, so excited to catch a live show. Thanks, Angie, for being in the live chat. Let's see, Erica got you in the background. Continue to upload more. That's what I like to hear. Uploading and listening to the live show. All right, so before we start, Reseller Rally coming up pretty soon. That's going to be what, in 2 weeks already? So I will be in Chicago for that. Tanya, Thrifty Treasures will also be there. 10K on the Bay. Chris will also be there. And I'm looking forward to meeting anybody and everybody that's going to be there in Chicago. So I will be there, and I'll get everything on my channel, and you guys can check out that vlog. So that'll be pretty cool there. And then I'll be in Austin exactly a week right after that. And me and Chris, the Bonafide Hustler, will have some type of garage sale, fine day, something set up for that Saturday. So that will also be in the channel coming up soon after I take that trip out there. Let me see, Rebel Resellers, any tickets? And also owned a screen print business. So congrats on that. At least you know a little bit more about t-shirts and all of that. And now Merch by Amazon is doing the digital printing, which I don't know, the quality is okay. Also depends on what you have. It's like full color, high print design. You can only do so much, I think, with these printers. It's not like screen printing to where you can get, it'll last wash after wash after wash. So totally different. Philippi says doing FBA for a while, waiting for merchant's approval. Braulio, yo brother, what's up, Braulio? Good to see you. And let's see how to start an Amazon Perfect, live out of USA. All right, so we will talk about that. So these 3 tips, which I wanted to be, usually I do 5 tips, 10 tips, but I wanted to do 3 tips that I think are crucial, that I think that can help anybody merch by Amazon, not only rookies, not only people that have been selling for a couple of months. I think this can help anybody and everybody that have been on merch by Amazon. And I think these things you will have to do as you grow and you sell and you're on the platform for a while. You need to do these 3 things all the time to keep up with sales and make sure everything's running smoothly with your merch by Amazon account and business, and doing good on the platform. So no particular order for this, and I do have some examples. So hopefully I can put some links in here in the live chat. It was giving me some trouble to begin with, and then it was kind of doing all right the last time. Let's see. So that was Reezy texting me. Need some design stuff done. Chicago Crown Hustler. Hey Glenn, what's up? Good to see you. Gordon Light, what's up? Chicago Crown, appreciate your feedback and advice for the merch. I've really moved forward lately. That's awesome. Zach, I know it's way random, but do you think you'll ever come to Utah? Not too sure about Utah, but we're trying. Me and Young are trying to get something in Colorado, maybe Denver area might be the closest to it. So I don't know yet. We're trying to figure things out. But Utah, I don't know, might be kind of a stretch. Rebel Resellers U for hire. I do have some design packages that I have helped people, like 10, 15, 20 designs. If you're interested in that, you can email me hustlerhacks1@gmail.com, and I can get back to you on that. So I'm still doing some design stuff, t-shirts, logos, and banners. 10K in the Bay, I did some stuff for him, eBay banners and stuff. So I'm still doing some design stuff out there. Gordon was on my Glenn was on my podcast recently. He's the man. Listen to him. Appreciate that, Gordon. Yes, it was super cool to be on the podcast. Thanks for having me on that again. And let me see. All right, so let's get into these 3 tips. And like I said, no particular order, but I do have examples and links that I think will help. So the first tip is, I've always said to not go crazy on designs. You can definitely keep it simple, bold, simple, clean designs. But one thing that I think definitely will help you is just getting creative on the text-based shirts. And for those of you that maybe don't know a whole lot about graphic design, creating your own vector image or icon or graphic, if you want to just do text-based designs, you can do that. But one way to kind of separate yourself with text-based designs is, number one, buying fonts. If you want to go to Creative Market, they always have like these package deals with fonts, and they're all commercial use. That definitely helps you out. I think the one that I bought recently was like $20. It came with like 30 fonts, and some of them are kind of crappy. I will admit, some of them are actually really, really good. I kind of liked some of them that had kind of like a distressed look to them. I thought they were pretty clean. So that will kind of separate you from everybody else just kind of using the same fonts over and over and over again. And some fonts are really, really good, especially some of the script-based ones that do good for like a lot of the Mother's Day shirts that I was selling. Those did really well, and they were paid fonts for commercial use. So Creative Market, let me see if I can at least get you guys some of the links on here. Let's see. Shirt you're wearing, a perfect example. Exactly. So text-based, clean shirts and designs. Let me see. Now I'm going on here. I want to make sure I post this on here for you guys. Okay, so Creative Market /fonts. They have like this one is what, 74 in one deal, $18. Massive font bundle, $29. Let me put this in here. Okay, so creativemarket.com/fonts. You guys can click on that. right there in the live chat. 94-in-1 font bundle. And this really helps because a lot of people have had questions on fonts, and even some of the ones that come with Illustrator, CorelDRAW, some of the ones like that. Not all of them are safe for commercial use, and a lot of people might be using the same ones over and over again. And you'll be surprised how many people don't want to spend money on their business, because even if it is $18, $29, there's a couple of more $18, $22. They don't want to spend the money on their own business. Why? I don't understand it. It will help you in the long run. You will make money in the long run, especially if you just got in. I know it's a little tough right now. You're trying to figure things out, but at least you can get fonts down and not have to worry about what is good for commercial use or not. Just spend the money. I mean, $18. It's not going to hurt you. 74-in-1 font bundles on these. And if you're using Illustrator, CorelDRAW, you want to use any of these fonts, they're good to go. So I think that will definitely help you. Defont.com, which I can put that in here too, is also good, but you have to know what you're doing. And a lot of people use Defont.com because it is free. And let me post that in here. So with Defont.com, you want to go to that. You can narrow it down on the search. So if you go to new fonts on the top bar, and then you go to more options right here next to the submit button, it's kind of right there in the middle. Has like, you click on it, has like a little drop down menu. Now you have a couple of options to check mark. If you go to public domain and 100% free, those are the ones you really want to look at. Not the free for personal use or none of that stuff, but public domain, 100% free. Go to submit. Now you can use any of these, and I'm not gonna. I mean, some of these are kind of crappy too, especially the first one that kind of came out. It's like really, really hard to read. But if you keep going down, you might find some ones that you really, really do like, and those are free to use as well. Not have to worry about copyright and stuff like that. Let me see. Creative Market are all safe. Yes. Juan says, shout out from San Antonio, Texas. What's up? Rebel Resellers 1001 fonts. That's also a good one too. As long as you get the 100% free or the public domain fonts, you don't have to worry about that stuff. Make sure you're fine. Christian says, how use the font glyphs? Some of them do come with free glyphs if you want to do that too. But for the ones that aren't free, it kind of matters too on what you're using, because some of them have like icons and logos. Those things are not free to use, especially if it's like a NBA team, which is kind of weird too, because like Defont.com will have those. They'll have it as like 100% free, but yet you can't use those technically. So I would just be aware of those. Just be safe, and you know what's copyright or trademark free and what you can and cannot use. Let me update this. Go here. Cavaliers 5, Golden State 3, in case you're wondering. And one of the the next thing for that one with fonts and all that is you're just trying to make your design, especially if it's text based, better than the other ones, cleaner than the other ones, bolder. They can see it, something that you think will attract your customers into buying your shirt, especially if you're competing with other people that have very similar niches and topics. You want to try to reel them in graphically, instead of just kind of relying on some other aspects. I think design overall will definitely, overthrow any of the other options out there. So you really want to have good, high quality designs when it comes to that. A good resource to learn typography. There's a couple of books and stuff that I learned in graphic design, a book or Udemy course. I'm not too sure about any of those, but I'd have to go back. Let me see. Where's one of my books? I think is a good one if I have it here. You know what? I have it at the office, but there is a really good book that I did learn and kind of go back and forth with in college. I don't have it in here. I have it at the office, but that could help with typography. I got to find it. I could put it in the show notes later on, like in the description. I'd probably recommend like Skillshare though, instead of Udemy, just because you can pay like a flat $10 a month and you don't have to pay per course. I think that will help you. But here's an example which I thought was kind of crazy. And this is the point to where people say, I don't know a lot about graphic design. I don't know a lot about making my own shirts. I don't know. I highly recommend just do it yourself, especially in the very beginning. If you have a 10 tier, you don't have to go all out and spending a lot of money. Check out these examples. These are long links. Hopefully they let me put these in the chat. Let me see. Let me see if this works. If you guys can check out that first link. Okay, so this first shirt, $17.95, right? Let's see if you guys click it and see. It's going to be kind of funny, though, when you guys open this up. This shirt just says one word. It says trash. That's all the shirt says. And it's a clean, bold shirt. I mean, the type that they used, as long as they have the right to use it, which it's the look of it looks like trade Gothic bold. And let me see. If you look at the Amazon bestseller rank, it doesn't have an awesome rank at 1.7 million, but goes to show you that anything can sell. Now, if you think that's bad, or like, oh, what, trash? Really? Let me see. Let me paste this one in here. This one is also trash, and it's at $19.89. Check out the bestseller rank on this. 326,000 for this shirt. Even a better rank than the last one with trash. My last trash shirt that I'm going to show you. Let me see. Post this in here. Last one. Now, this one does not have a seller rank. The keywords could also be different, also play a effect in here. But this one, you can also notice that the trash font is different on all three of them. And this one is a little bit harder to read, and it's not as big on the shirt, and probably a little bit harder to read when it's really, really tiny on the thumbnail. But see, and it's $2 more. Yes, the last one was $2 more than the other one. And the rank was 300 and something thousand, which is crazy. So let me know in the chat, out of all three trash shirts, which one would you buy? I know it's trash. They're all trash. But which one would you buy? Let me see. Eric says, "Are you viewing BSR on the items?" I'm looking at the bestseller rank just in the product in the product description. But you can do it with the DS Amazon Quick View if you wanted to. But I'm just looking at the product description in the middle when you go down. So we're looking at right now all three trash shirts. So I can't even talk. For everybody that just came on to view the live feed, you're like, what are we talking about? We're talking about trash. That's what we're talking about. So first one, second one. I like the first one. It's kind of interesting to see what everybody's kind of comment is. First one and second one obviously are doing better, but the second one was what, $19.89, which costs a little bit more. But that's all it says is trash. Dose, first one if I had to. First one looks like the font is stretched. Green Granny Resell, please don't make me choose. That's kind of funny. I like to see what everybody's comments are on these trash t-shirts, but this just goes to show you also that you don't have to you're not going for graphic designer of the year. You're not going for the best artist of the year when it comes to merch by Amazon, but you are going for salesman or saleswoman of the year, because all that matters is that you're making money off your one design and it keeps selling. And even if you just get one person to buy your shirt, that's already a success, because it won't get eliminated with the 90 days. So I mean, that's a win-win right there, as long as your shirt sells. Tanya, which we just talked about, which she will be at the Reseller Rally. Thrifty Treasure says hi. Casey, all trash. I know. Sia Dream says font made a difference. So if I have a talent for art, would I be wasting my time to over design on merch? And Casey, which I agree, which I have seen your work, which I definitely love, and you've done great stuff. My personal opinion, yes and no. I'd probably try to throw in a little mix between simple, clean designs. I mean, it doesn't have to be super simple like this, like trash, but they can be just as simple and they could sell potentially. But as far as going all out, drawing like detailed, maybe like faces, backgrounds, and I don't know, like trees and other things like that, I wouldn't go that far. Not only because do I feel like it might be a waste of time in the long run, but the Amazon printers can only do so much. They're not like printmaking or anything else that would be able to just do like, I don't know, like high quality shirts that are after time you wash them are still going to be good after time. It's just not like that. Their digital printing only last, I don't know, the way I saw them, maybe like 5 or 6 washes or something. Maybe you can start seeing some fading away. Somebody that I met, I forgot who I met at the green room meetup last year. They showed me one of the shirts that they made and then they bought it for themselves. And I think it lasted like 8 washes and it had like 5 or 6 multiple colors on there. So I think only so much you can do. So that's why I think it's kind of a mixture of both. Let's see. I've heard Yang talk about he's slowing down and doing better designs. How does this go along with what you're saying? And that's what I was talking about with Casey, is that I think if you have a mix in there with the simple ones, because you never know what's going to sell. The market is what's going to tell you what's going to sell. You might spend hours and hours on a design thinking that it's going to sell, and if it doesn't, you might feel kind of let down on that. But really, the market is the only one that's going to decide if it's going to sell. I've had designs similar to this trash, shirt, thinking like, well, let's just see what happens. Like, I don't know if it's going to sell or not. And then sure enough, it does sell. And I'm like, man, that's kind of crazy. I was kind of iffy about it. And then some of them that I have spent longer time on, I'm like, all right, I know for sure this is going to do good. It's like a catchy tagline. I spent more time on the design, and then I'm like, man, it hasn't sold yet. Like, what's going on? I'm lowering the price a little bit, working on the keywords, doing this to try to help it, and then it doesn't really help. So who really knows until it gets out there in front of people, and people get their eyes on it and the market gets to see it, then we can really see how well it's going to do. So I think it's a mixture of both. I do think you need both. I wouldn't go all out and spend a bunch of time and effort in every single design. But Yang's doing it differently. His numbers are also increasing, which I think next hangout, I told Yang he needs to be a special guest on my channel so we can get him on here so we can talk and answer questions, both of us, and try to do as much as we can. But personally, I think both. Let's see, has anyone got their own shirts to see how good the shirts are? Should I just design them pre-faded? So I did order like someone had ordered for the family business, like it was like a full colored t-shirt with like a picture that they wanted to give for their uncle for their birthday or something. So it was like a picture, 3 people on there, full color. And when I got it, I mean, it looked good. It didn't look great, but it looked good, especially for the DPI and all the colors that you had on there. But it did look a little not faded, but not really textured, but I don't know, like a little spotty in something. So I can only see that shirt lasting so long with the full colors. You once said that the text-only shirts you were listing 40 a day didn't sell as well as you hoped. That's also true, but not as well as I hoped. But doing 40 a day, I was really just kind of playing the numbers game and building that up more and more. But seeing some of those that did sell, some of them are really, really consistent, which that really helps me. I didn't expect all 40 of those per day to sell, not only even half of those. Even for the shirts that I've had, I mean, I've lost shirts over time, but I'm kind of just going for numbers since I've kind of like tiered up to that point. So I don't know. Let's see what happens in adding more and more t-shirts to my account. Speaking of keywords, is it better to have longer descriptions, meaning more keywords per item? Yes and no. So now Amazon does have like a character limit on their listings for the bullet points. So you got to watch out for that. They want to eliminate keyword stuffing. I would, when it comes to the bullet points, number one, I would make sure that whatever your t-shirt is related in for the title, it seems to somewhat be helping, is also in the bullet point. So if your shirt is, let's say, just back to our trash examples, then somewhat I would have trash in the bullet points somewhere. When you talk about it, just so it comes up again. That seems to be kind of helping. And they also did this on Merch Informer. They kind of tested it out to see how well that works. What price do you typically start with? Personally, I would start with at least like $14.99 is really, really low. I understand that some people are trying to tier up, so that might help. $14.99, $16.99, $18.99, $19.99. I don't have shirts over $20. Some people do, and they've sold. But I wouldn't go as cheap as like 12 or $13 or anything to kind of like tier up and stuff, because I wouldn't want to like downgrade your own shirts or your own I guess brand if you do, just to kind of like, get sales and stuff, because people might have the wrong impression about it. Royal Gamer says, thanks for the tips. Jam says, if you're new and have no experience whatsoever, what is the very first thing you would do? When it comes to merch by Amazon, I would decide if you're going to outsource your designs or if you're going to do them yourself. And if you are going to do it yourself, then I would learn the basics about Illustrator or whatever you're going to be using so that you can at least get 10 designs up. If you want to pay somebody, that's fine too. But you're going to have to decide that right off the bat, because you're going to have to get designs uploaded at some point in order to make money here. How are you going to do that? That's like the first step I would think of. Kristen, is it bad if the word trash is in the brand, then title, then again in each bullet? No, I think that also helps you. And they also had that on Merch Informer, and they showed the breakdown between all three of those. And it seemed like the one that had that keyword in the brand name and the title and the description seemed to be ranking higher than the other one. So I think they could only help you at that point. Sean, Microsoft Paint for plain text. That's funny. So Paint and Merch Studios, do you do other print on demands? I just signed up for, I think Fan Print was the one. I'm trying to kind of learn on that and see. It interests me because it has the sports aspect on it. Shopify and those, I haven't really. I mean, I've signed up for stuff, but I'm just trying to master merch 100%. And seeing how it's like a growing platform and it's only less than 2 years old, I just want to get everything I can possible onto that. And Casey, what's Merch Informer? It's also just like a platform too that helps others with keywords and organizing shirts and things like that. But they also do pretty cool blog posts. So you can check out Merch Informer. Let me put that in here. Where are we? Which they also bought out Merch Research, where now it will take you here. Let me put that in here. Okay, there we go. And Christian, I come up with good ideas for shirts, but I'm a bad artist. Know any sites to have my ideas drawn up? You can go to Upwork. I would not recommend Fiverr. Try to go and contact. You might want to put ads on there to see if you can find some graphic designers locally, even colleges, universities. Graphic designers are hungry out there. You can pay them to get your designs up, designs made. What did your first check look like? Just curious. For merch, let me see. Man, I'm getting texts. Okay, for merch, my first check was $107. That was my first check in December of 2015. So there you go. Got to start somewhere, and even $100, I was like thrilled. Does Google ever rank Amazon shirts? If so, how long does it take for Google to index your shirts from the time it exists? I'm not too sure on the Google search stuff. Um, Not too sure. I wish I could answer more questions about about the Google index stuff, but I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure it would take maybe a couple of weeks to get it on there. The good thing about merch in general is that as soon as it's live, it's already on the platform. You can sell it within minutes that someone might even buy that shirt. So that's a good thing about it. How do you promote your products? Do you think you should have separate social media pages to promote your teas? And I haven't. The only thing I've done is AMS with Amazon ads, and I'm learning more and more about that. As far as like Instagram, Pinterest, other stuff like that, I mean, you can do it. I haven't done it. A lot of it has been organic sales. Um, Great job on the podcast. So appreciate that, Merch Studios. Let's see. Do you think eventually the non-designers will get weeded off merch once competition increases more and more? I don't think so. I think as long as you're selling and you're keeping up with the platform, I think that's one thing too that Amazon really wants to make sure is that, I mean, no copycats. They want to make sure people are constantly uploading. They're keeping up. Obviously, the people that aren't uploading, they get off the platform within 120 days now. So I think Amazon just wants to make sure that people are utilizing it, they're keeping up, and they're just not letting it just sit behind to where you're just like, oh, well, if it's making me money once in a while, cool, but you're not really keeping up with it. You're not uploading anything new. You're not bringing any other value to the platform. I think that's things that Amazon doesn't really want. So as long as you're keeping up with it, I think you're fine. Let's see. So I'm at tier 10. Like I said, I'm currently working on the shirts as the podcasts go on. I'll not let me upload more than 10, even though I'm trying to upload as a draft. This sucks. So that's just part of the 10 tier. But once you move up to 25, you'll have some more room to play with. 10 tier and 25 tier, like me and Young talked about the last podcast episode, is probably the toughest because you're trying to move out of there and build up, and it does get a little tough, but we just got to push through it. And once you kind of tier up and get a little bit more playroom, it just gets better and better and better. Community straight up says, why would someone say that merch is oversaturated, and what's your rebuttal for that? I mean, there's no way that merch could be oversaturated at this point. It's less than 2 years old. I can understand if someone's saying that like Kindle publishing is oversaturated or something, because I tried that and it was getting tough too. I mean, I did get sales, but it was tough to kind of get that going and building up compared to merch. And even now, I mean, I have noticed some people that just got in and they're making a couple of sales, at least sold 4 shirts, 6 shirts. Any shirt sale, I mean, is a positive. And I can understand also if someone's saying that FBA is oversaturated. FBA has been around for like 12 years. Merch is barely like, I mean, it's still in diapers right now. Merch is a long way to go. And not only that, we're only on t-shirts. We're not into phone cases. We're not into bags, and I don't know what else they're going to come out with. I mean, it's very, very early right now. So if you're right now building it up, you got a long way to go, and we have a long way to go in general. Once they get more products up. So I think right now is perfect timing. Even if you just got in, perfect timing to get into merch. Let me see. All right, I know there's a lot of questions coming in. I also want to continue on with our 3 tips. So let me see. Let me go back up real quick. Thanks so much for your wisdom and love and sharing for most of your attitude. Appreciate that. Yeah, gotta stay positive with everything, because I know there's always a way to make money. eBay, FBA, merch, something. Always staying positive with all that stuff. What sells more for you, simple or more complex shirts? Honestly, I have a lot of like really, really simple shirts, and they probably help me because of the numbers, because I'm uploading and trying to get as many as possible, but I'm not really spending a lot of time per shirt. Yang, on the other hand, he's being very particular with his topic, his niche, and he's spending a lot more time, and he's making the most of his tier limit and everything. So that case, I think both of them can help you either way to make money. I signed up for Amazon Vendor Express as a hack it into AMS. Got a phone call today for Amazon Vendor Services asking me to add products. Have you heard from them with your AMS account? I haven't, but I have heard other people that have had to send in products, and I guess they're kind of asking. I don't know. I don't think it has anything to do with like my FBA background that I've already been selling on FBA. I mean, I have products in FBA right now, but I don't know why. I guess they would be asking a lot of that stuff, but um, I don't know. Some people have had, I guess, problems with it. But then on the other hand, in one of the podcast episodes, if you listen to the one with Chris Green, um, he also talks about AMS and that product thing. And a lot of the people calling or emailing don't even know what merch is yet, and they work for Amazon. So I don't know. They might be kind of hassling right now, but if they're letting you do ads and stuff, then I think that's good. But I don't know. We're going to have to find out, because I think a lot of things are kind of crazy with that. What do you think will happen with this Q4? So last Q4 they did run out of certain sizes and colors. That could happen again. But that's also helping when it comes to design wise. If you have designs that look good on multiple colored t-shirts, then if black does sell out, then you're still fine because you have 4 other colored t-shirts. If pink sells out, then you have 3 other ones. So all of that plays into it. So I think that that also helps, is that your designs look good on multiple colored t-shirts. So if they do sell out, you're all prepared on other colors. Casey, let this man get through his 3 tips so he can watch the finals. That's hilarious. Speaking of the finals, what's our update? Golden State Warriors 29, Cleveland Cavaliers 31. First quarter, 1:49 left. There's your update. All right, number 2. And this is going to help you in the long run. Newbies, rookies, doesn't matter. Always be prepared to build around the holidays many weeks in advance. Here is your master list from Merch Informer. Copy and paste this in here. Click on this link, save this, do whatever you want, take screenshots. And so this stuff, like, one of the biggest thing right now, 4th of July, Father's Day. Yang right now is capitalizing on Father's Day. I mean, I have Father's Day shirts that's also selling very well. But Yang, when me and Yang were talking, he was like, I have a feeling that my sales are going to go down a lot once this month ends and next month ends. I think August, because there's not really like a lot of like holidays and stuff to kind of like build off of. And you know what's kind of funny on here is that why isn't Father's Day on this list? I mean, these are also like other just random days, but Father's Day should be on here. Is it too late for Father's Day? I don't think so. Father's Day is coming up. Yes. How many? About 4 weeks? I would do at least 4 weeks. And that's a good thing, though, is that now that they have the 90-day rule, that helps you, though, when you are designing, so things don't just get eliminated like the 60 days. So, yeah, 4th of July isn't there on there either. I probably should have double checked to make sure with all this stuff, because these seem like those random days. So maybe you need to combine this with the holidays. But back to my examples, 4th of July and Father's Day. You're going to double check on those. And right now, those are the ones that are selling the most because of timing. One of the Father's Day shirts that I have was selling I mean, it's sold every day for the last at least 7 days. I know with Young, like he has like extremely high ranked shirt, which of course he's not going to tell me. He's not going to share any of that info, which I keep hassling him because he knows what some of my um shirts are, and he's seen them. So yeah, Jacob Topping in the house. 4th of July and Father's Day sell lots of sellers. So right now, those two examples, yes, they are selling well. Now, how do you separate yourself with these two? Well, this might help also people that are kind of up to like 100 shirts. But Merch Informer is here. Is that now you can go like niche by niche on those. So what I mean by this, Father's Day, okay, well, how can we relate Father's Day to certain niches? So if we're talking about golf shirts, I'm pretty sure you can relate golf and Father's Day. If you're talking about dogs or being like or certain breeds of dogs to Father's Day, some people aren't a father, but they could be a father as far as like their dogs go. You know how people are like, oh yeah, my dog. Technically I'm a dad because I love my dog and my pug is awesome. So I'm a pug dad. Pug dad shirts can sell. So now you're going like niche by niche. Basketball dad, right? Their kid plays basketball. They go to every game. They're a basketball dad or a football dad, or maybe they're just a basketball fan. Maybe they just love basketball, period. Going through all of these, I mean, beer, which Father's Day and beer, I know it's kind of like the beer shirts. There's a lot of them too, but you can relate to them for certain niches with father in there somehow. And I think that's also helps you. So firefighter dad, oil field worker dad, there we go. Relate to it. Father's Day, is coming up. And then 4th of July, you can also relate to those. And now you're kind of thinking like outside. I know when you're thinking about 4th of July, okay, fireworks and USA flag, blah, blah, blah. But what are some other things to kind of help you with that too, which I noticed was like beer pong. Beer pong's doing like extremely well right now on merch. You can relate beer pong for 4th of July. A lot of people are having cookouts, they're hanging out, they're drinking. Like all of these things come into play. So focus on outside of just the typical like fireworks type of thing. So Sean says, Happy Father's Day, Mom. And what some people said, laugh out loud. Some people don't have dads. You can even, I mean, that's the thing that you're saying. Some people don't have dads. Then you can go for like stepdads. There's stepdads that need shirts. Gay couple dads that need shirts. And there's a lot of them that you can go through, and find those like niches for Father's Day and capitalize on that. And make sure it's like like we said, 4 weeks in advance. Cool. And let me see. TV show references, saw Walking Dad shirt sells ridiculously. Yeah, that one is selling very, very well. I don't know if that one will get caught on trademark stuff, because since it is really, really close to trademark and obviously Walking Dead. But Pinching Pesos says, well, actually, it doesn't say hi, but I'm saying hi to her. Dad by choice. That was idea. It just came to my head. Stepdad, totally good idea. Good idea. Sold a few grandpa shirts. Yeah. So then you also get into those grandpa, well, not really uncle, but I guess you can somewhat try to get those in there. If you get busted for trademark violations, do you have to pay back proceeds if you sold any? That would probably have to be something really, really serious, that if you didn't get taken down by merch or Amazon, you got taken down by like the actual, I guess, show company business or something. Like if AMC went after you, then I think then maybe they would want royalties back or something. But for the most part, Amazon will probably take it down beforehand. So I don't think you'd have to worry about that. But Amazon could also keep your money that you made from those shirts instead of paying you out. So that could also help. That could also hurt you. in that case. Bring Glendu to Canada Fund. Thanks, Jacob Topping. $10 into the super chat. Appreciate that. He's giving us the goods. Thanks, Jacob. And check out Jacob and his book. Also, a really good resource. We had Jacob on the show too. Really cool guy. He's been going through merch tours. So check out Jacob anyway. Most of the time, you can probably check out Jacob in the Facebook groups. He's in pretty much all of them when it comes to merch by Amazon and other print on demand websites. And he's been helping out a lot of people Canada-wide and all across the U.S. Casey, great info. Sean, thank you. Glenn, what time are you coming next week? I was making your badge last night. Nice. I'm actually going to fly in to Chicago on that Friday before. I think I'm going to be in at like 3 or 4 o'clock. All right. So going through that, let's see. Where are we on time? Man, 45 minutes ago already. Cavaliers 34, Warriors 39. 11 minutes and 50 seconds in the second quarter. Do you do these live every week this time, Glenn? Yes. I do this. I try to do it every Wednesday. But the topics vary depending on what my Monday video is. So I try to mix in merch and eBay and like Ross finds and Ross selling and different things. So it's not always about merch, but as long as it gets going and a lot of people want more merch videos, and I'll gladly do that. And next week I want to bring Yang into the show so we can talk a little bit more and answer more questions. Are you designing for Beer Life? That store took off. I know. Dave is insane. I haven't done some stuff for him in a good while, and I think he's just outsourcing from a bunch of people, getting as many products as possible. So, and check out how many like Facebook likes and all that on that. It's crazy. Even if you reference to a movie or show is really indirect, there's a lot of like parodies that you, in reality, you can do it like with parodies and the way that goes. If you go to like, here's my example. If you go to like Christian stores, have you ever noticed they have like Jesus, I don't know, like parody shirts, like with different brands and stuff? I mean, technically it's fine. You can do that. But I just don't think Amazon will see it that way. Like they're very, very careful and very, very picky when it comes to that stuff. So, I don't know. It's just very, very. You have to be kind of safe when it comes to the Amazon stuff when you're using that. Glenn, are there any things you can do when you get a fake trademark claim? I got a shirt pulled that was original design and just words that are a general statement. That has happened to me too. You'd probably have to, number one, you can contact Amazon back. And then number two, you can also contact that person to fight that claim too. So it's kind of like a mixture between both. It might suck also if it's like a great seller. If it's not and hasn't really taken off yet, then it probably isn't really worth your time. And then you can just go in and get another shirt on there. But it just depends. Everybody's in totally different situations. So totally get that. Jacob, invite over 900 plus people to watch your live YouTube show. Thanks. Appreciate that, Jacob. And like I said, Jacob's all over the place. And Merch Informer parody is tricky on merch. So totally agree. So the last one, which I think is just, I mean, this is obviously probably like your biggest tip you need to know, and you need to keep up with it for your whole Merch by Amazon career. Proper trademark search. USPTO.gov. Let me put that in here. And we're going to talk about this because I know there's a lot of confusing stuff when it comes to trademarking. You have to copy and paste that. Didn't let me do the actual. You know what? Let me see if I can go back here. And maybe you can just get a clean link you guys can click on. And I'm going to show you guys examples on here too, so we can talk about this. And oh man, that's taking a while to load. I know, Trademark, yeah, which me and Young have had different like things with that. I don't know what Trademark, yeah. It's been kind of weird with us. Let's see if this works. This link. Let's see if this link works. Hold on. Okay, there it is. which this won't work for you all the time because they do log you out when you've been using it. Let me see if that helps you guys. If you guys click on that link for the trademark search. And we're gonna search something for an example so we know what we're talking about here. And let me go back. Let me see where my notes. And so this could get confusing between live and dead trademarks, registration numbers, categories. This also is just really, really confusing for people, especially too. And if you have a lot of questions with trademark and a lot of things that are kind of iffy that you're putting onto Amazon, then you're really gonna have to pay attention to this and really everything takes practice, a lot of trial and error, and to really read these trademarks. And it does get a little, I don't know, it could be kind of a hassle for you too if you don't really go through it, but you have to do it. Okay, so what we're gonna do, if you click on that link, we're gonna put in hair don't care as our example. Let me go into the live chat. Hair don't care. That's what you're gonna type in. Let me go back to make sure we're all looking at the same thing. Oh man, where are we? Okay, here we go. Hair don't care. Submit. Whoa, now give me this weird thing, which it didn't give me this before. Invalid character input. Did they do that for you or no? Maybe you have to type it in manually instead of copy and pasting. Let me go back. That's probably why my trademark thing expired since I was gonna do this. Trademark search, hair don't care. Okay, there you go. It's working for me. See if it works for you. Hair don't care. Mine worked manually. Okay, so you might have to just type it in. So now we have 20 records found for hair don't care. And the first one is Texas hair don't care. And there's 20 of them. The last one says, what? Friends don't let friends buy hair care from drugstores. So those are all 20 of them. The first thing I want to notice before we continue is on the very top bar, we have TSS Home. You might have to click on that. If you get logged out, you can click on that. It takes you back to the beginning. You have to refresh this whole thing. But look at, there's previous list and next list. So in this case, we only have 20 records found, but I think they only do like 50 at a time. If this is the case, there might be several pages of whatever you're searching for. Don't just think it's only one page. In this case, it is only 20 records found, but sometimes there's more than that. You would click on next list and it will take you to the other ones. Jacob Topping, your hair is on point. Thank you, sir. Hair don't care. Let's go to, okay, so 20 of them. We're looking at all these. Now, the first one says, Texas hair don't care. You noticed there is a serial number. There is not a registration number, but the live and dead status says that it is live. Let's click on Texas hair don't care. You click on Texas hair don't care. We have the applicant and who signed up for all this, who wants to keep this. It says bottoms as clothing, hats, shorts, tops as clothing, short sleeve or long sleeve shirts. So all of this on here, okay, they know what they want. This is going to have to do with t-shirts. Now, merch by Amazon. Here's a question. Can you do t-shirts that says Texas hair don't care? Yes or no? Let me know in the chat if you think you can or you can't. And see what your opinion is on this. If you can or cannot use Texas hair don't care, let me know in the live chat what your opinion is. Getting a lot of phone calls, sorry, and text. Okay, Angie M says no. All right, so we have one answer. Eric says no. Nitro Wheel says no. T-Jax says right now, yes. Rebel Reader says no. Sean says yes because it doesn't have the second number. And Dwayne says no. Okay, so for the answer, you can use Texas hair don't care as of right now. It does not have a registration number, but it is live. So you can see there's some of them in here that do have a registration number, which we are going to get into that. Right now, Texas hair don't care does not have a registration number, but it's in the process of being trademarked. And when it does, you're going to have to be ready to go on your platform on merch, and you're managing your shirts. You're going to have to be ready to go and take that off as soon as this thing has a registration number and it's ready to go. So in that case, you have to keep up to date with it. It might be a hassle, especially if you have a lot of t-shirts live, to go through it. But in this case, you can use it for now. Now, Jeep hair don't care is dead. Boat hair don't care is dead. Mermaid hair don't care is live. We're clicking on it. It says clothing, namely tank tops and t-shirts. So right now, they're going through it. And that's the thing, though, too, is that it's going through the trademark process. It may not go through. If it doesn't go through and your shirts are selling, then you're fine. And yes, it is in the clothing product. So that's really important, is that it is within clothing. When it's in clothing and the trademark goes through within clothing, you're going to have to take it off. And that's just because some of these, well, I don't think any of these are probably going to be without or not in the clothing category. I'm pretty sure. Oh, here's one. So beach hair don't care, which is dead. Abandoned date of August 25th, 2014. That was actually made for hair care preparations, coconut virgin oil. So that's not anything to do with t-shirts. So that's why it's also good to click on it to go through it to make sure. So that one was, which one? Beach hair don't care. There's another one which I wanted to click on, which was, oh, that's beach hair don't care number 14, which was not in t-shirts, but beach hair don't care number 6 is in clothing and has a registration number, and it's owned by Shop for Bags Inc. There we go. So that one is live, and you can't do beach hair don't care for clothing. Beach hair don't care in what? Coconut oil and organic coconut virgin oil for hair care preparations has been abandoned. So 2 totally different ones. If it goes through, same as March for Science, filed but not registered, you can use them on Merch by Amazon until they are actually registered, but not once they are. So that was from Jacob Topping. By the way, you can see the documents if you click on the TSDR. So yes, you can click on the status of that. So is this what Amazon is going through while we wait for each design to get approved? I don't know their process. Amazon's, as far as like, do they have people manually checking? Do they have a platform that just automatically goes through it now? I don't know, but more than likely, I mean, they have to have someone that's on top of these things for the registration number and to make sure these things are live, because people are trademarking things every single day, so you never know. And yes, number 16 isn't shirts. So yeah, that's the one. Oh, number 16. That's another one that's not shirt. Okay, so that one's in pillows and bed pillows. That one is dog hair. Don't care. If they are dead, could they come back at any given time? If they're dead, can they be risen? Can they be zombie trademarks? Yes, but it's going to take some time to get it back up. Now we're talking about a new ownership from a new person, and that's going to take some time to do. So I think you still have plenty of time to get your idea out there and to probably make some sales before it does go live. Let me see. That's why you want to use Merch Informer to protect your registration goes through. Great product. So Jacob talking about Merch Informer, which it will go through your trademark to check that kind of stuff. And that's my next thing that goes part of that tip, is that you cannot get lazy, especially if you have hundreds of shirts, if not thousands of shirts later on, to set a schedule to review these trademarks and to go through your t-shirts. You might want to do this every month, maybe every 2 weeks, maybe. I know it sounds kind of crazy and might be a huge hassle, but you have to keep up with these, or if not, Amazon will take them down too once the trademark goes live, or even the person will report it because now they own that trademark. Jam says, do you have to trademark your designs? No. But if you find some type of niche t-shirt idea, tagline or something that's working very, very well for you, and you do trademark it and it does go through, then you can eliminate competition. But at the same time, I wouldn't do this for like trends or anything, because trends come and go. And by the time the trademark process goes through, it takes time to do this. It's not going to happen overnight. That trend might be out of style already, but we don't know. That's part of the market too. We don't know how trademark trends and all that react to these things. But you can pretty much eliminate all competition on a certain tagline, certain design, if you wanted to, by trademarking that certain whatever idea it was for t-shirts and clothing. How much is trademark? $500 ish. Yeah, it totally depends. Also, if you have it in multiple categories, it costs more money to do that. But if you're just in one, like clothing, then I don't know. That's what it's gonna be kind of. It's gonna be kind of crazy too once we get into other products other than clothing. So let's see what happens when merch gets to that point. Ellie Henna says hi. Hey, appreciate it. A lot of feedback also from the videos and everything. So thanks for the comments on there, Ellie Henna. And so those are the three main tips that I think will really, really help you in your merch journey in the long run. I wanted to make sure that this video had examples and links that we can kind of go through and see them. I know that's also kind of tough on the podcast when I talk, because you're just hearing me talk, so we can't really physically see anything. But at least here we had some live links and go through things. We had fun with the trash t-shirts, and we talked about fonts. We were able to see some of those on Creative Market and commercial use. We talked about the holidays and Merch Informer and what they had as far as like the master list, and adding those maybe to a master list with Father's Day and 4th of July, and some of those that are coming up, Christmas, perfect time, Halloween. Those did really, really well last year, so you could be well prepared for those. And then last, we talk about proper trademark search and getting into that, because really the trademark search is going to help you forever on here. And yeah, I'm not watching the finals right now, talking to everybody, helping everybody out in merch, but I'll probably catch up later on. I probably won't even watch until like fourth quarter, honestly, because I can't sit and watch a whole game. I'd rather be adding more shirts or doing something, eBay, adding more listings. But I used to be able to watch like a full game, even football, like Dolphins, huge fan. I just record them now, and then I'll catch up to it and forward all the commercials and not like listen to any scores or anything like that. So I can just watch it and go through it quickly, instead of like, it's only like actual 60 minutes of gameplay. The rest are just commercials and halftime and talking, and I can't do it. So Jam, thanks, Jam356, thanks for the tips. Eric Waterbury says exercises were great. Appreciate it. And thanks guys for being in this chat and asking questions. Like I said, I think next week I get Yang on the show. We can answer more merch questions now that more people are getting in, more people are adding more t-shirts and getting some more sales, all of that. So I know more questions will arise, and people have asked me about private coaching and things like that. And man, my schedule is just like so crazy. It is something that I want to work on, just because I'm getting bombarded with questions through emails, DMs on Instagram and Facebook, YouTube comments, comments on Instagram. I'm trying to get back to everybody. I will answer you, but I'm trying to get back to you as soon as I can. So I don't know. We're trying to figure that out too. If that's something we're going to offer down the road to just help people, especially this first like 10 tier or 25 tier, and get out of that and try to build up from there. I honestly think that's probably like the hardest thing, is when you start. I mean, that's just with everything, eBay, FBA, the starting is just the hardest thing. And let me go back. So good stuff. Thanks, guys, again. Lelanus Croft says, darn, I missed it. Will this be on rewatch later? Yes. And I'm also going to put in the timestamps of when I talk about these 3 tips. So you guys don't have to, if you do rewatch it, you don't have to go through all the random questions and the score from the game and things like that. You can just go straight into the timestamp. And Max Bobcat, I love when Young pretends to be happy. I know he's hilarious. And Zach, thanks for the info. See you next week. Yes, for sure. And Carl, thanks, Glenn. Eric, any idea on the activities for the meetup, seminars, exercises? Not yet. Something we're really working on. And someone also had like a California meetup they wanted to do. So we're working on 2 meetups. So I don't know. That's going to be crazy. But as of right now, Chicago's going to be the first one, and then Austin, and then I'll go from there. And Casey, you won't have the live chat though, so get those links now. And yeah, holla for the timestamps, bro, for sure. So I want to get those timestamps up for the rewatch and whatever you guys watch this replay. Definitely beneficial to you. So thanks, guys, again. Now we're out. Cavaliers 47, Warriors 49. 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Almost halftime. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys next week. Ross finds of the week on Friday. We'll see you guys. Go out and get it.